I see the dangers of living in an isolated house. I lived in an isolated house before at Heniton in Wardgrave, and then, although for many years afterwards I felt guilt and foolish at having rejected Lady Drew Hines's offer of running Hawthorne Castle in Midlothian, its remoteness must have perturbed her. It's not somewhere to live, or indeed Rowan Atkinson, who was going to buy it, so I understand. Helen Harris, a fellow novelist, said I made the right decision, though this was over a telephone call to me in a high-rise, albeit large apartment block I was sharing with a girlfriend in Netherlands, struggling to get back to England. So here I am faced with this beautiful but terribly isolated villa called Casa Branca. So does that mean it's owned by a rich Portuguese? Here we can see the rear view coming along the cliffs opposite. They're not really walkable cliffs. The ones over here are the ones I did this morning, just round to the point. And then there's this lighthouse island just off the point, further round, where there's been a cliff fall, so I didn't proceed. Having gone through the tunnel in this dark mass there's a further bay, steep, not visitable, and then there's another cliff that one has to get round, and that had been blocked substantially by a landslide, so I came back reluctantly, having had my lunch, and I saw this sign on a notice board about 200 yards down below the villa, where the sand road ends, just saying for sale, with a telephone number, which I copied, and that's it. That's me coughing, sneezing. A swimming pool, you can just see, and an upstairs and downstairs, lovely garden. The high walls preclude me from making any closer vision. And then that leads up the valley, back to the so-called main road. You can see one of the hills with the antennae at the top. So there we are. I'll try and zoom in a bit. And there you can see a bit more. And a bit more. I should think no more than 2 bedrooms, extremely well preserved. It's connected to satellite and to a land telephone line, it seems. Or maybe that's electricity, I suppose it is. But what are the rates, what are the taxes, and what are all the problems of island life? Who knows?